I gotta say what I gotta say, man. You know, the most disappointing player that I just really gotta scratch my head a little bit on is, the other week Jake Moody had one of his performance, and you can say, well, he kind of redeemed himself, but the problem with Jake Moody is, bro, it can be another week where he looks terrible. I mean, this is why you don't draft kickers in the third round or earlier, bro. I don't care how good the kicker is, bro. You can wait until the late rounds. This is why kickers need to be in the lower rounds or undrafted because you got to get other positions, other important positions. Nobody's devaluing special teams, okay? I think what we got to realize, bro, is you shouldn't be putting too much investment on a special team position when you can get that later. That's where I got a problem with, man. And the problem with Jake Moody is, man, it's more about his confidence. He doesn't feel the confidence. That's the problem. He doesn't feel as confident as he is. I mean, if we can get the one in Las Vegas, then maybe we can get some consistency with him. But I just feel like the Niners really need to pull the plug on this guy if he doesn't step his game up. I'm not saying let's cut him right now because I think this regime's already saying, oh, we're sticking with Jake Moody no matter what. And I think it's going to be a big mistake down the stretch because there's going to be games where Jake Moody's going to have to kick the game winner, bro. What he did against Las Vegas, that's the tip of the iceberg of what we're hoping he can be. Like, he cannot be missing multiple kicks. He can't be doing what he did against the Buccaneers because that's another way to lose the game right there, man. So Jake Moody really has to step it up, man. I just feel like for a guy like him, I just feel like he needs to get a fresh start. And I just don't think him being with us is going to work out well, man. We need a kicker, bro. We need consistency. We need a guy who can make the kick from a distance. And I know playing the position is not easy, bro. Especially kicking from distant yards. It's not the easiest job. You got to have some good kick accuracy. You got to have a good way of making those kicks, bro. I mean, kickers are like, it's a tough position to replace, to be honest, because you're not going to find a consistent kicker. But Jake Moody, bro, we drafted him because we thought he had a strong leg and we thought he can be very consistent. What he did at Michigan was impressive. But at the NFL level, I just don't know how long we're going to put up with Jake Moody. I'm not saying let's cut the guy. I just don't understand why you can't give him real competition. Greg Joseph wasn't all that great. He was a journeyman for a reason because he missed a lot of kicks. But if you would have brought in some better competition, maybe this would have been different. Instead of getting this guy the job, you should have at least let him earn the job. But I think he needs to prove it, man. It's just we need to make sure when it comes down to that guy making the kick, bro, he's got to make it. It shouldn't have to come down to we're short in the goal line, we're not going to be able to get a touchdown. It shouldn't have to come down to this guy kicking field goals. It shouldn't have to come down to us kicking a 50-plus yard field goal, bro. Because what if the guy doesn't make it? He's been known to fucking mess up shit. You wonder why our fan base is tripping about it, bro. It's because we've seen enough of this guy. This regime needs to look and realize, bro, he's done enough to the point where you might have to move on. But if he can prove me wrong and be consistent and make the most important kicks when the game's on the line, he's got to prove it. He's got to prove it, man. That Las Vegas game was a step in the right direction until last week. You cannot miss extra points, dude. You cannot miss extra points. You can't be missing a certain amount of field goals, bro. You got to make those kicks. Every kick that you make, it has to count. Or else, bro, you're replaceable at the end of the day. So I'm hoping that Jake Moody can figure this shit out, bro. I just think he's just not there, and I think he needs a fresh start. That's my opinion, man.